Hey everyone, welcome to Miss Clevo's virtual art class. We have been doing a lot of drawing recently in the past couple videos. So today I decided to do something a little different where we're actually going to be making a sculpture where we're going to be taking paper and folding it to create something that's more 3D, where you actually kind of see the top, the sides, and the bottom of it. What the sculpture that we're called today is called in the round paper sculpture. So basically, rather than being flat and attached to like a flat surface, you actually have a base where it's a more three-dimensional, or you can actually see all the sides and you can see different decorations. So example, what we're doing, you kind of see here how I actually have a piece of like a base, and then when you wrap it around, you kind of see that there are different things hanging off of it to create this three-dimensional piece. So we're going to basically make it something kind of similar to this. This could eventually be something that you can hang up, you can just stand up and play around with it, however you decide to decorate it. But we will be working on one of those. So with that, you are going to have 3 sheets of paper, 3 or 4 sheets of paper, a glue stick, and up to you if you decide you want to use scissors or not, but you definitely need a glue stick, and you'll be using your hands for most of the time. You can start out with, if you want to, if you have just basic white paper or notebook paper, you can go in and color it if you like. If you don't want to color it, you can leave it plain white, as you can kind of see I did in my first design. But if you go in here, you can go in and just draw some little decorations, use crayons, color pencils, markers, build it up however you want to. I'm using the markers. You've got the different colors. You can even do some little scribbles and just kind of quickly fill up the color. So I'm just giving you an example. But if you go in and do something like that, so you can go and fill it up, and this is kind of an example, and I'll use this as part of our project. So remember, you're going to need your paper and then your glue. So before we start out, we're going to have one piece of paper that's going to be our base, and I'm going to use this one as our base. So in order to use our base, to make that cylinder shape, to make it look like it's 3D, it's round, I'm going to go in, I'm going to put this so it looks like a diamond, or almost like a diamond. It's a little bit off center, but that's okay. I'm going to go in, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on both corners, lift it up, wrap it around, and we're going to glue it together. So you may have realized, well, you don't necessarily have to put glue on both sides. I meant to just say to do one side, but you're going to go and glue it. There's glue here, so I'll just let that dry. I'll go and fix that a little later, and that's okay. I'm going to hold it down. You just have to count to 10 or 20 to make sure it's dry. And once it's dry, you're going to have a nice little round shape. And this is what we're going to use to add all of our paper to make our 3D elements to build off of it. So I'm going to, while this is dry, I'm going to go and lay it off to the side and start grabbing my other sheets of paper. So I'm just going to use our basic white paper for the rest of the project. So the rest of the project, we're going to go in and actually we're going to be tearing little strips. So the first thing you're going to do is just go ahead, use your fingers. If you have scissors, feel free to use scissors. We're going to go ahead and tear a bunch of strips of paper. It's better to go ahead and do this beforehand so you don't have to keep going and doing it later. So you could do some really long ones. If you decide you want to do some short ones, you can even do some short ones just like that as well. So just go in and build them out. They can be thick, wide, however you want to. So I have a bunch of little strips here. I'm going to lay those off to the side. So we are going to be doing different types of paper folding. We are going to start out by doing what you call a twist, where you're actually twisting the paper together to make this cool little design. These are great for like handles if you want to actually make it your sculpture hang up from the roof or something. Alright, then we're going to go in and do connect. So there's 3 types of connects. You're going to see cube, triangle, and cylinder. One of them, the cube, you're going to actually see it's very self-explanatory. You can actually see where it looks like a square or a cube. The next one, triangular, because if you look, there's a little triangle, and then the cylinder, it's got that little circular bottom. Alright, from there, we're going to be working on twirl. So twirl looks kind of like a ribbon, where you're wrapping it up, and it makes a nice little curve there. Ripping, we'll be doing ripping most of the time, unless you're cutting, but ripping, when you go into it, gives it a little bit more detail. It even looks kind of like a checkerboard. You have fold if you've ever made a fan. You'll be familiar with this one. Crumpling is just when you literally just crumple the paper. And then when you're bending, you just take a little strip and just keep bending it around and going it down. Or if you wrap it around and make a nice little curve there. So I'm going to go through and show you those step by step. Alright, so we have all of our little sheets of paper. I wanted to start out with twist first. So twist. I'm going to take a little piece of paper. You know, if it's easier sometimes to have an even finer piece, I'm going to make this a little smaller strip. So I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to start with the middle. I'm going to use one hand to hold, the other hand to twist. So I'm going to go in and I'm twisting over. So you can kind of see it's wrapping it around. So I'm using one hand and kind of spinning my hand in a circle and I go to the end. Alright, got one side. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. So one hand holds while the other hand twists. Just like that. Alright, just have a nice little twist one. It's a twist. Alright, from there we have connect. So there's 3 different ways to do connecting. You could do one or all. Play around with it, try it out. So I'm going to get a long piece for this one. So that in order to do the cube, you're going to have to fold it down 5 times. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have extra, just tear it off. Alright, open it back up. And we're going to glue. So I'm going to put some glue on one checker. Wrap this around. If you still have extra there, you can either glue it or tear it as well. But now that you have it, you're going to stick it together and you have a cube. Alright, triangular is a little different. This time you're going to go 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice increase. Open it up. You're going to need 1 as a base. And you're going to have 1 as our edges. So remember, if you have extra, you can just kind of glue that down if you want to. And it sticks just like that. Triangle. And then the last one, the easiest one, is cylinder, where you're literally just wrapping it into a circle. Put a little glue, hold it down, and stick it till it dries. Alright, from our next one will be twirl. Twirl's really fun. You're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to make it nice and tight. And you just keep wrapping it around like it's rolling up. If you think of like a fruit roll up, keep going in a circle. Go all the way down. That way when you're done and you open, it has a nice little spiral or it looks like a ribbon. I'm going to lift these up a little bit for you guys to continue to see. Alright, from there we have our ripping. So we've been doing a lot of ripping already, where we've literally been ripping our paper in half. This time when you do the ripping, you not only have your strip, but you're going to go in and rip one side. About halfway down the middle. Don't go all the way, because then it will completely tear. You can have them really close, far apart, however you want to. If you feel like you need to tear off a little bit more at the bottom, you can. But now that you have this nice little rip kind of going down the middle, and then you can actually go in and fold them different ways to give that nice checkerboard detail. Alright, from there we're going to do fold. Fold, like I mentioned, is like when you're doing a fan. So you're going to flip it, you're going to go down, flip it over, down, flip it over, down, flip it over. And you're going to keep doing that till the end. So down, flip it over, down, flip it over, down, flip it over. You just keep going to the end of the paper. Alright, and then when you're done, you open up, it looks like an accordion or a fan. Alright, we have 2 more. We have crumple. So crumple, remember, is like when you go in and you literally just crumple a piece of paper together. And it has this nice little detail and texture. So think about it like anytime you have extra, like you do an art project and you really don't like it and you want to crumple it up and throw it away. Well, maybe instead of throwing it away, you can actually just crumple it up and use it as part of a sculpture. Something new. And then the very last thing we're going to do is bend. So remember, if you run out of paper, you could go in. That's why we had extra paper. Go in and just tear off another one. So bending is being a little different. I'm going to go ahead and tear out 2 strips so I can show you. Bending is where before you can really start building it, you're actually going to have your final design. So I'm going to scoot all these away, all my scraps. So we're going to go back to our base. So in order to bend, you have your nice little curve here. I'm going to go in and put glue on both ends. And then when you go to bend it, you actually have to bend it and lay it down. So I'm going to use this like a handle. I'm going to glue on the back inside of the paper, which you totally could do that. And I'm going to have to hold it down. So you can kind of see how it's got a nice bend just by gluing it down onto here. So I'm going to have to count to 10 or 20 to make sure it sticks and it's dry. So now you have a nice little color design here. Alright, another bend, you can actually go in and you can twist your paper to make it look like a ribbon or a roller coaster. So I'm going to go in, put some glue on both edges, decide where I want to put it on my paper. So I'm going to twist it 1 or 2 times, lay it down. And it's okay if you push down a little bit, but remember you have to let it, hold it, make sure you count to 20, let it dry, otherwise it will come off. So when you go in and have it on here, you have a nice little interesting curvy line. So as you can kind of see, I am starting to glue down all of my pieces. So whatever you've made, you're going to go in and wherever you decide to want to glue it, you're going to glue them down. So I'm going to go in and do my fold. You're going to glue it all over the paper. If you decide you want to, you can even have some stuff coming down off the bottom. So folds are really cool to do, almost like little streamers. So you could do something like that where you go all the way along the edge to build up that. Like I did that one on my original. You see how it almost looks like it has little legs at the bottom. So if you wanted to go back and do more folds like that, you could do that. You have little spirals, your curves or your twirls. You could have those glue down off the edge. So you're basically going to go in and glue these wherever you want them and fill up the entire paper, the entire sculpture. Once you feel like you have enough is when you feel like you'll be done. So you want to get as much on the edge as you can. So I'm going to keep working on building up all of these. Crumple, remember, crumple is a little hard to glue down. So when you glue and crumple, I suggest you put glue onto the base itself, and then you're going to have to put one hand behind the sculpture and put the other hand on top and hold it down for about a minute, and that will help it stick. Otherwise it will come off. But you can see as I'm working my way around, I'm doing stuff on the front, the back. You could do it off the sides and whatnot. You can even have, if you have some little, like your tears here, I'm going to put some glue at the bottom. And you can even have some of it kind of coming off the side just like that. Gives it a nice little textured edge. Need my cube. Put some glue on it. And stick it in. So just take some time, play around with it, keep building it up until you feel like you're happy. Remember, if it doesn't stick, you may have to just go back and add more glue, count to 20 if you need to, and just keep playing. Once you have everything glued down, if you have left over, feel free to make another one, or you can just keep adding to it. But keep playing around with it and come up with your creations. When you guys are done, I would love to see what you guys come up with. Feel free to jump onto Canvas. You can upload a photo. You can email me a photo if you like. But you guys enjoy creating your designs, and I will see you guys next week with a new project. Have a good night.